Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. More Test of Honor here as we now have left the initial linked battles as far as the teaching scenarios go in that mini campaign that they do. Now getting into, and that was 6 scenarios by the way, now we're getting into actual standard scenarios for the game. So there's so many scenarios for the game, even though there's not that many like really expansions or other rules or other supplements or anything for it. So it's just a very good selection, really far more than just about any other game out there. So let's jump in here. So the first one is called Duel. 2 forces encounter each other through sheer chance or perhaps after an exchange of taunts and challenges. Neither is willing to back down. Honor and prestige are at stake. There can only be one outcome: blood. So scenario there, again, fairly typical, just kind of like your little bare bones village or random hut here with some walls and stuff like that, and then some natural terrain. So as it says here, basically just set it up however you want, make sure it's agreeable, but a varied selection of terrain obviously makes it a little bit more interesting game. So just keep your maps fresh and exciting basically, and your layouts and your terrain. So always good to invest in some solid terrain. Recruitment here, so it's an even force for both sides, so 24 points, or as agreed, right? You can scale up or scale down on so many of these scenarios. The forces start on opposite sides of the table. Randomize which side they take after the terrain has been arranged. Players take turns deploying their warriors up to 6 inches on the table, starting with their hero, companions, and then followers. I like that too, so it's always like leader, then sort of your companions, so like your sort of second in commanders or second tier troops, and then basically the basic troops at the end. If they wish, players can have one companion and up to half their models off the table as reinforcements. So again, part of the learning scenario, or series of learning scenarios, right, is that gradually built in more rules for the game, starting off very basic. And so now here we just have, special rules already built into the scenarios. The player who deployed first also draws the first token. And this is a very simple scenario. This is your, just about, mission 1 for just about every game out there is just basically kill the opponent, right? So it just keeps it nice and straightforward. So cut down all the enemy characters. There's no other special rules. There's no surprise attacks allowed in the scenario. And the battle ends basically as soon as all the characters from one force are cut down. The side with at least one character remaining is the winner. So again, it's just a straight up battle to the death here. So kill the opponent, no frills, no other gimmicks or other things going on here. Just get to grips with the enemy, wipe them out. So always a welcome one. And again, even if you've played a lot of the scenarios and like maybe it's just getting a little bit tiring, always having to do a lot of these more complicated scenario objectives and things like that, this is always just a great palate cleanser. Hey, let's just put some models on the table and see if we can take the other side out. Always fun to do. There's not much else to talk about on this one, guys. Again, it's just that straightforward. You could, of course, add some fun variations to it if you wanted. So, other weather conditions, right, which the game does allow for. Playing this battle at nighttime certainly changes the dynamic, so there's just a lot of little things you can do to spice even this standard kill 'em all scenario up. So let us know, guys, any thoughts you have on this scenario. Have you had any memorable moments playing this one? Hit us up in the comments on that, like and subscribe, and we'll have more Test of Honor for you very soon. Thanks for watching.